So I'm logged in here into my free trial account of Landingy, and I'm simply starting to create a new landing page. For the templates, we can just use a blank template and literally start from scratch. But if you want to use any of the templates available, this can be quite quickly to get you started. So you can literally search for, maybe you have an agency, you can use an agency template. So definitely explore that as well within these landing page builder. But I'm just going to show you how to do it from scratch. Then we can call this particular landing page as a test. Okay, so my editor fully loaded, and we're inside this empty template. The first thing I usually do is just to make the screen a little bit larger so that we have like a full screen. So you can do that here at the bottom. Okay, so then the way these editors work is they have these drag and drop items that you can just drag in that allow you to then customize the page, and usually they have some sort of settings on the top or on the right. In this case, it's here on the right. We have all the settings for the page and the different items. So we're going to recreate this buffer landing page, which starts with a big title up front. So we're going to do that first. Let's say we make this a bit bigger. And then you can just put your main value proposition in there. Track your social stats with, let's call our app Trackly, a little bit smaller. Let's center it and then make our brand name bold. Cool. And while you're doing this, you might see this red icon appear here. That's indicating for the mobile screen. So Landingy is automatically trying to format your desktop view into a mobile view, but this might not always look great at first. So you have to keep that in mind. And then the other thing is here, there will be a thank you page, but this is currently empty. So don't forget that. This is only applicable when you have like a lead generation form on the main page, so that will redirect after submitting the form there. In our case, that's not applicable. So we have the title, and then we want to have like 3 circles with 3 other messages and a button. So let's start with these circles. Let's insert an icon. Let's change it and add a circle. You can just search for circle. It's right there, and then we want to make it a little bit larger. Let's do it like that and make it black. And then within the circle we do the numbers 1, 2, 3. Let's do that right away. Let's call this 1. Let's center it and make it a bit smaller. And then make the font size, let's try 35. That's about right. So as you can see, you can just drag and drop and you see these alignment lines that are very helpful in make sure everything is nicely centered. Okay, so when you then have that, you can literally select them all and copy paste it. Cool. And then just change the numbers here, 2 and 3. So then we have those 3 items. What we then need is a title next to it and a little subtitle. So let's start with the main title. Okay, like that. And then a smaller one below it. And again, you can just copy paste it. Cool. And then for you, you can just use any of the value propositions that are applicable to you, of course. So I'll just leave this empty for now, and then add the button first. So the button we can just drag and drop in here, like that. Let's change the color to green like the image has as well. Okay, cool. And we can also do gradients. So make that green. Let's make that a little bit darker. that. And I always like rounded corners on buttons like this. So you're able to do that as well. There's an option here at the bottom to do rounded corners. And you can increase it to something like 25. See here, 25. So the radius is in 25. That's nice. And let's then change the button call to action to plans and pricing. Okay, and just to give you an indication, we'll do this later on in the second or third part of this series. But here will be the target URL of the page. So when they click it, this will go to like the other landing page. Cool, plans and pricing. And then the last thing to add is like an arrow. You can do this either via an icon, but I prefer to do it via an image. So I already inserted different arrows, and I'm going to use this particular one. So you can literally upload them here at the top right, find these images anywhere online. Okay, I didn't even take very high resolution because I just want to do it very quickly. It's all about speed now, so you just can make it smaller so you don't even notice it. Cool. So that then points the user to click there, just to increase the likelihood a little bit. So one thing to consider then, obviously, as I mentioned before, is the mobile view, which is then all changed. So what you want to do is making sure everything is aligned. You can literally drag and drop it, make it smaller. So I'll leave that up to you to do yourself. But one thing I wanted to point out is that this arrow, it's a bit weird to point to the right in a mobile view. So what we'll do, we'll just get rid of it in the mobile view. So the way to do that is to select the item that you don't want to show, and then here you can view on which viewport is visible. So Landingy provides you with desktop and mobile. Other landing page builders might also have like a desktop, a tablet version. So in this case, we don't want to do mobile, so let's deselect that. And now it should not appear on mobile. You see, it's gone. So that's cool. So you do want to create this because if you, for instance, promote it on Facebook, people might view it on their mobile phones when they get to the page. So be aware of that. So this is the first part of our series. And then we'll now go into the next part. In the next video, we'll start creating the plans and pricing and the lead generation form. So see you there.